Hey everyone, I've done the first section of my training, and for today I'm taking notes as I'm going. It's a private event, so it's not recorded, and they're in Thunder Bay. I'm in Ontario, in Toronto. So again, today's session is good for me because we're looking at human rights and accommodations, and there's practical case law that we're looking at, and it's interactive. That's what I like. I don't like things where it's just a lecture style and you don't get involved and all of that. So that's good for me. And also, like I got into a big argument with the operations manager at Teleperformance because I was accommodated for my anxiety. They told me I can take up to 15 minutes if I need it during my work with Fanatics. And then they refused to pay it out when they were terminating me. So I said to them, this is not fair. And they're like, no, well, we didn't agree to it. I said, yes, you did. They're like, no. I said, I have a case. I have anxiety. And it was agreed that if I need it, I can take it. And it resulted in a big argument with the operations manager, Golfo Gikas. So she said, no, we're not paying you for it. There was another time where they called me into a meeting and I didn't send an email to say this meeting was from this time to this time. So they refused to pay me for that as well. They said, we don't know where you were. We were working at home during that time, and then they called us back to the office. So again, I pushed back. I said, it was on the chat. They said, well, the chat is gone now. I said, that's not my fault. You guys told us to put everything in the chat when we on breaks, when we on meetings, and sometimes you used to call me into a meeting and ask me to help you to test things. So that's not my fault. I'm a very good worker and I'm always at work. She refused to pay me for it. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm not going to get into an argument with you. And the recruiter was telling me, stop swearing at us. I said to her, what are you talking about? I'm not swearing at you. So anyway, the confirmation for me is good because under the accommodation that employers are required to give, if someone has anxiety and they need an extra bio break or they're dealing with work that is very stressful, you're obligated to give it. So, you know, the thing is, in this country, I've learned the hard way. There's no point going to lawyers, getting lawyers involved, because it will drag on for years and years and years, and the lawyers can find a way to get out of it. But at least I know there are good lawyers out there. They might not be in Toronto, but there are people who actually have a heart. And maybe, you know, who knows, maybe I'll get a job somewhere outside of the city. Maybe I'll get something in Thunder Bay or somewhere like that. Who knows? But I just wanted to share that. It's my learning for today. And we looked at different types of disability accommodation, accommodation for elder care, accommodation for parental situations when it's appropriate, when it's not. And so for me, this is a good session. And there's case law that they give us that we can write down or, you know, make a note of the presentations. Obviously, we're not lawyers, but if we are going to be running things, if we're going to be taking care of HR or working in operations and handling things, then the supervisors, the managers, they need to know. And I did push back. I did tell Golfo that this is not right what you're doing. Even when they couldn't fix my ID, she said it was going to take a month. I said, if it takes a month, then do it. She refused. So this is just me showing you how I get treated and that it's inappropriate. I was brought up in my home to be considerate of others. So yeah, there were times where, you know, one of us would be running late and I'd almost miss the bus going to work at Sable Chemicals. Or I'd almost miss, there was one time I almost missed the bus on a hockey match and I was captain of the hockey team in high school. But we were taught to always look out for each other, be respectful of each other, and err on the side of caution. You know, even if it's in your family, at work, err on the side of giving the accommodation rather than not giving it. And if you're going to go into lengthy legal battles, it really depends on the judge you get at the time. But I can tell you now, I should have been accommodated and I should have been paid for those hours. It's too late now. They can keep the money because the damage is done. Not only was my health affected, but also their reputation is affected because they didn't only do it to me. There's millions going through the same thing. And the companies having unions formed in Ireland, in UK, in different places, in America even. And it's the communications industry. And that's also related to my John Maxwell. So I'm sharing it with you because all my friends are connected with me. I have over 1,000 followers, and it's their reputational damage because I didn't start talking about it willy-nilly. I saw what was happening in the news, what was happening online, and they always say, oh no, come forward and there will not be any retaliatory measures. They say one thing and they do something else because now I'm out of a job and it's almost 2 years. So I'm applying now in the banks because everywhere I go, I'm tired of hearing the bankers like me. If they like me that much, let them hire me. Let them hire me and give me a good paid job and all the benefits and all the accommodation I need because I'm tired of this. I really am. And today for my essential oils, I'm using cedar of Lebanon, cinnamon, and lavender. So with the cedar of Lebanon, I have a blessed oil that I got from Israel many years ago. I got it in 2019. And I just put a little bit of that in. It's not drops. So I just pour a tiny bit of that in the fractionated coconut oil. The same with the cinnamon oil. I got a blessed oil from Israel. And I got those because I'm a spiritual director, so I like to use the oils from Israel. And I put in 4 drops of lavender just to help with balance and, detox and all of that. Cedar of Lebanon is good for strengthening the will. So every time I go through these job losses, I'm upset and I might not seem upset, but my body is upset. Because I know how my body changes. I get constipation or I get upset stomachs. I get migraines sometimes. So I use that cedar oil to strengthen my will. I use the cinnamon because it's good for detox. Like if you drink cinnamon tea, that also helps you. I have cinnamon tea at night sometimes for the stress. It's a good way to get your body to relax. And then the lavender I use for overall balancing, detox. And you don't have to use too much lavender because it's very sedentary. Like it can make you feel sleepy. It's very relaxing. So I only put in 4 drops of lavender. And I gave myself a full body massage this morning. So we're on our break now. So I thought I would just do a small video. And then once this is done for the day, I'm going to do my John Maxwell. I applied to some jobs overseas. I applied to different countries, to South Africa, to Switzerland, to Germany, lots of places. So hopefully I get something. And also, the reason I keep telling people is I want to go home because I do. Because everyone says, oh, everything's so advanced in Canada. It's better than South Africa. No, it isn't. Some of the heart surgeries and things that they're doing now, South Africa did them a long, long time ago. Like I think in 68, Chris Bernard performed that first open heart surgery and heart transplants and all of that. So, when you do it in Africa, then they say, oh no, it's illegal. Look at them, they're breaking the law. But if you do it in Canada, then they say, oh, groundbreaking. Look at what they've accomplished. This is amazing. And I'm tired of it. Because that's the same thing that they do to me. And Wits knows it. Wits University knows it. Because I should not be sitting in minimum wage, sitting unemployed. And it's also racism. Because if I was white and I was doing the things I'm doing now and saying the things I'm saying now, they would have put me in a top position. They would have me traveling. They would pay for me to go to all the Wits events, to get involved in the mining indabas. They would pay to have me there. But I'm not Muslim, so I'm not being invited. I'm not Hindu, so I'm not being invited. I'm Catholic. So we are being persecuted all over the world. They are murdering, they are slaughtering the Christians in Nigeria. This is the first year I've seen the conservatives speak up for the Christians like this, because that's how bad it is. I don't want to die here. I don't want to live here and be killed while I'm alive. There's different ways to kill people and make an example of somebody. And that's what they did. They made an example of me. So I have to do this now, because it's not only happening to me. I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm not doing it for my mother, my sister, my brother. I was doing it for them until they took me to the police station. Now I'm doing it for me. Because I'm like my dad. I'm not going to stop now. Even people are contacting me from BMO, from RBC, saying, oh, why don't you apply? There's lots of jobs. I said, I am applying. You put my name forward there. At BMO, at RBC, at HSBC, you put my name forward and tell them to go and look for my resume online. I'm applying. And I'm applying to non-profits in Switzerland, the ones that are working on the wetlands, the ones that are working on things to do with Africa. I'm applying to them. Well, why not? They can pay me a Canadian salary and they can let me go and work there. Why not? I earned it. They didn't do me any favors in this country. I'm a compassionate person. I go out and I mentor, I help others, I help people to integrate, because I want things to be a little bit easier than they were for me. Other people are not like that. They're like, who do you think you are? You can't do anything. We went through hell, so you go through hell. I'm like, oh, when you get to heaven, buddy, you talk to my dad, okay, and tell him why you did what you did to me. I'm not joking. I'm my father's favorite. I will always be my father's favorite. And I'm still a daughter of the firstborn, the eldest son in the family. So they must show me some respect, these Canadians. I'll go back to South Africa. I'll go back tomorrow to Cape Town if they take me. I don't care anymore. I had enough. I had enough of them saying that we're useless. We're not.
Welcome back, everyone.